Okay, so I did the voiceover for this yesterday and I was gonna upload it yesterday and it was all fine, but I got really burnt out with this one. So anyway, I really enjoyed the kind of vehicle modeling I did for the food truck, so I thought I'd do it again. So I wanted to do kind of like the classic red convertible, but yeah, I spent a lot of time on modeling here, which was good for a change, but I couldn't pull through with the textures. So yeah, I got burnt out quite a lot with this. Like, I'm doing more bigger projects, but sometimes I just can't finish them in a week. So I think this week I'm going to do some more kind of like simple ones, just simple things rather than making it too complicated, because I need a lot of detail into this model, but there's some bits where there's no detail whatsoever, so I really fleshed out kind of like the outside of the vehicle, but then for the interior I didn't add as much detail as I wanted to, which made it just look a bit sloppy in the end because it's half detailed but half not. So yeah, that's a bit annoying, so I do need to kind of like just do some simple things this week. So yeah, I am uploading this late because I just felt really not good. So I don't want to like stay up all night, render it, and then not really be happy with it. So yeah, I'm doing some renders now through it. It looks fine, but I don't know. So yeah, just I used bevel again, but I didn't really need it because I beveled most edges and vertices myself. So in the end, I did get rid of it. So yeah. Also, throughout the week, I kind of worked on some characters. Like, nothing finished, but just kind of experimenting. But yeah, it just annoys me when I know what I want to do, but I can't do it. And that's what we're having at the moment. So yeah. But anyway, I really want to make a pack of models for people who want to make games. So, if you use Unity for game dev, on the Unity store you can get Unreal 2, but yeah, those are the only two I know. But on the store you can get model packs, so it's just a pack of models that you can use for your game. Some are paid, some are free, but I just wanted to make a pack, so I want to do like a low poly pack. And so on the last recording I didn't know what it was called, but I want to do isometric models, so kind of like, I'm not sure how to describe them, but it's, I don't know, like a pack where you can clip maybe things together. So maybe like, but I need a theme for it, so maybe kind of like a city or something like that. We'll figure it out today. So yeah, I also want to experiment with Unreal more because I got inspired by watching someone making a cinematic from mocap data by themselves in Unreal, and it was really cool how they did it. Plus, Unreal has a lot more rendering capabilities to Unity, and Unity is more for game dev rather than you can use it for anything. I feel like Unreal's more versatile. So yeah, I really want to learn it because people can make some really nice things, like some environments and stuff like that, just to showcase my models a bit more. So yeah, but right now it feels like I'm not really doing this for anything. Like, I'm just kind of doing this for myself rather than a purpose. Like, I'm not getting paid to do this. So yeah, it just kind of sucks. But we're still on the freelancing journey. It just takes a while, especially if you haven't freelanced before, because no one kind of wants to hire you because they don't want to take a chance on you. So yeah, but I just need to put my work out there more and stuff. So yeah, I was updating my portfolio because on Wix, the website editor I use, they had some cool kind of like transition things and more tools I didn't really explore. So I kind of want to do something like that. And I also want to update it because I feel like my work is so much better from before. But yeah. And it's nice to see me improve, especially with the videos. But again, I don't know. I like doing the videos, but it feels like there's no end goal because I'm not making money out of it. I'm not making money out of anything right now. I feel like that's the one thing I want to do. Not like, I mean, I love what I do, but like I want to make money out of it rather than just doing it for fun. But yeah, so I did flip the car around at one stage because the back end looked more like the front end, so I kind of just flipped it. So yeah, I also always kind of keep like backups or duplicates, just so I can revert to the older version if I accidentally cut something out and it doesn't look right, because sometimes you can't undo that far back. So yeah, that's kind of handy to do. Also, sometimes it looks weird because all the bevels and stuff, but yeah. I like the amount of detail I put on here, but I wish I did more of it. But yeah, when it got to the UV stage, I was so burnt out. Like, I was UV unwrapping the car, which is fine, just kind of like the base bit, and then I just looked at it and realized I had so many more things to unwrap. Like, I was gonna be there for ages, and I just wanted to texture something, honestly. So yeah, that was kind of self-realization. But I do kind of cheat a bit on the UV unwrapping because it was gonna take me forever. So yeah. This is me kind of making a chair. I really struggled with making a chair. I don't know why. I didn't really know how I wanted to do it. So yeah. Also adding dice. Like, there's some things that I forget. So yeah, I wanted to make the car more personalized. Maybe add like food in like wrappers and stuff like that in the car. But of course, I know the scopes. But yeah, I do really need to like make things more simple for myself. Like, this could be done more simple. So yeah, I kind of want to remake the food truck. I know we did that last week, but I kind of want to make it, but more kind of low poly, and also do a bit of the interior, because I feel like that was the thing I was excited for, the doing the interior and then giving kind of more life. So like doing kind of like the machines inside, but I couldn't actually do that because I spent too much time. So yeah, I mean, another solution could be to give myself more time, but I feel like if a project's gonna take longer, like, I'm not doing this for anything, so if it's gonna take longer than a week, I might get kind of like burnt out or not want to finish it. So yeah, that's kind of what happens with drawings. You kind of start drawing, then you kind of forget about it, and then you don't want to do it. But yeah, I do like how it looked. There was some details that I missed. Like I said, the interior, I didn't add handles on. But yeah, so this is me kind of adding the just block color textures. So when I put it into Substance, I can hide certain things. So yeah, so it was a bit weird. It took a few imports into Substance to get this done. But yeah, this is me sadly unwrapping. The car was nice to unwrap though. Like, the sides were very kind of like straight and stuff like that, and it was a nice UV unwrap. Just there was one bit where I cut out the square for where the pedals will go, QB, then it just there was just weird bits going on, so I couldn't unwrap it how I wanted to, and then it just felt like it was gonna take forever, honestly. So yeah, I really wish I did this a different way though, but this time I do actually import everything in Substance all together, so it's all together, so I can texture everything and see how it looks all together rather than just bringing it in separately. Plus it means less files, honestly, it's just easier. So okay, so we skipped a few, but I reused the spooky trees and made some mushrooms, and I think I either accidentally made something, so I always theme kind of something. So the theme with this was kind of wizard. So either a wizard who is actually a wizard, or kind of like a party, children's party kind of wizard type thing. But yeah, I spent a long time like straightening the edges of these UVs, which definitely did help. I overlaid some of them as well, but the overlays didn't matter because I used Blender to kind of pack the UVs so they didn't go as planned. So yeah, I don't know really how to explain that, but they didn't end up on top of each other. So yeah, also added the UV texture to just see how it's looking. So yeah, for the candles, I UV unwrapped one and duplicated them which was nice, but I had to put them in the same position as the old ones, so yeah, that's a bit of the pain, but you know what, it happens. So yeah, the books were fine, apart from kind of like the pages. I kind of make them have a zigzaggy kind of bump to it, which I should have just done a flat cube, honestly, because then I can add more texture to it, because when I go to texture, it doesn't really do anything because it's just weird geometry. So yeah. Yeah, just more UV unwrapping. I do kind of lay this all out, but again, I was so burnt out by doing the UVs. I really don't want to do them. Something that I don't look forward to. And like, yeah, it's when you have so many different parts. Like I have, like there's so many different parts to think about, to unwrap, and then you're like, oh, so yeah. The chairs are a bit weird because they had a weird kind of like edge on them. I don't know why it was like that, so yeah, I kind of fixed that, which was fairly easy to fix, just kind of merging the vertices, so yeah. I'm happy with the outcome, and I really want to use the trees and the mushrooms and maybe an Unreal environment. Also the grass, because I feel like it all does kind of tie in together. So yeah. It'll be cool to see my stuff in Unreal, definitely, so yeah. I still want to get good at characters, but it's just difficult because I tried so many ways to make characters. The sculpting way, the other way, the kind of modeling from a cube and subdivision way. It just doesn't go how I want it to look, so yeah. Also, I kind of want to do some more kind of like game assets creation. Like, I mean, I want to do kind of the workflow where you get a concept, you model the concept, then you bring that and you sculpt that, and you bake the sculpt into the low poly one, so then you have all the detail but it's still low poly, which I did try to do ages ago, but I think that's when Substance just didn't like doing that. So yeah, definitely have another go. I kind of want to do some more weapons, maybe do a weapon pack, so yeah. I definitely want to make a pack, so that's probably doing this week. It's either going to be isometric kind of tiles. Oh my god, that's a better... Why didn't I say that last time? But yeah, either isometric tiles or maybe weapons, or just, I don't know, something useful. So yeah. Yeah, just going into Substance. See, this is much better workflow from before, so yeah. I was gonna add like a kind of blanket type thing with the cloth simulation, so that's what I'm doing now. But I decided to scrap it, so yeah. I do mess around with the particle simulation. I don't think you see in the video, but you'll see in the render. Also, I want to show like my first render and then my second one, so yeah. But I guess I can't really because I kind of changed it and then forgot to do it, but yeah. Oh yeah, so for the baking, some parts had like weird kind of dots on them for no reason, so I kind of had to bake it again at some point, but bake not all of it because that would take forever, so yeah. Baking does take forever and it does affect the recording a bit because it's like, you're losing blah blah frames, so yeah, it's because it's using my GPU, but yeah, after that's done it's nice. And then sometimes there were kind of overlapping UVs, so that's why I had to get sorted out, but yeah. I just baked the problem, so I baked the car base rather than all of it. So yeah, and then it looks nice. So yeah. It looks nice altogether. And then, okay, so for the kind of concept of this kind of car design, I wanted to have like things on the side of the car. So for wizards, the thing that I associate with wizards is stars, maybe bubbles. So yeah, so I put some of those on the side. Then I came up with kind of like the brand of a sleepy wizard. So yeah, so just kind of painting it. I really like using this brush and painting things on my objects. like kind of graffiti or drawings. I think it's very satisfying, and you can kind of get away with it if you can't draw. But yeah, the hands are a bit weird, but I think it's okay. We'll say it's abstract, so yeah. I also added an outline. Yeah, I added an outline to make it kind of more comic-y and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't actually add like kind of branding letters or anything like that. But for the wheels, they were all on top of each other, which was nice. So I didn't have to go around and texture them all. They all textured themselves. So yeah, that's nice. It's very efficient when it happens like that. But I don't know if the baking was then all projected on each of them. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to explain that, but I was making potion bottles, so I made them kind of blue, purple. I really like this blue purple color. Then I added labels on them, then some magical writing with the calligraphy pen. But yeah, I'm kind of using more brushes in Substance now, but yeah, I also kind of want to explore the kind of procedural way of texturing as well, because I don't think I always need to paint things, and sometimes that's not kind of like the best way to go. But yeah, I also downloaded Substance Designer, which is nice. Well, I haven't used it, and I want to use it, but I don't think I will. But I mean, I will. But yeah, also the corks, they were on top of each other, but they're not anymore. So yeah, adding just more labels. Are we doing the candles next? Oh, the candles were satisfying to do. So I kind of did melting wax down the side of the candles each time, and then added some more kind of like wax on the top. So yeah, I like how the candles look. They look very nice and kind of squishy, and like, I don't know, I just want one of those. Like, that would be cool to just 3D print. So yeah, doing the trees. So for the texture, I just pop onto them. It has kind of like an edge generator, so it makes the edges a different color. But sometimes it's a bit too strong and you can't actually see the base color at all. So sometimes I take away the strength, well, put down the strength, or I just take it away. So yeah, I added stitching on the chairs because I thought that fit kind of like the thing we're going through. I like how I textured the chairs and the potions in the book, but the car's a bit questionable, especially the outside. But yeah, I put a spring on the seat as well to make it look old. It doesn't look realistic because yeah, I would have to shade it a bit. But so I also added another color. So we have one color for metal and another kind of metallic color. They're not actually metallic, but they are representing metal. So yeah, for the number plate, I didn't do it on the other side purely because in Blender I can just duplicate the object, rotate it around, and then put it on the back. So I don't really worry about that. And for the books, they're all red apart from 2, I think. So yeah, give it some variation. So my kind of goal was older books, and old books tend to not have covers. They just have kind of like information on the spine of the book because that's how you see it in a bookcase. So that's kind of what I did, but I didn't put any authors' names or stuff. So this was overly good. These were okay, even though I didn't do them. But some parts were too small to do detailed textures on, which I understand because it's a small object and it's probably taking it in consideration how small it is in the scene. But yeah, it's just a pain sometimes. So I added the famous gradient on the trees again. I think this might be the same colour as the spooky trees or a different colour, but yeah. I made the mushrooms blue and I think they look pretty nice. And yeah. I added handles, so I wish they were more symmetrical on each side, but because I turned the car, the symmetry doesn't work because it has a weird angle. But I added kind of screws, and then yeah, just screws and more details, kind of like shiny bits, stuff like that. I just with my models, I think it's not consistent sometimes, but yeah, we'll see. So this is in the dice. So again, this was kind of one of the bits where you couldn't put a lot of texture on because it's high resolution, low resolution even. But yeah, so just inputting the textures in. I just did the base color because I didn't really play around with roughness or anything like that. So yeah, also messing around with kind of colors. So I watched the video on better renders by this dude, so I took some of that into consideration. But yeah, the final bit's okay. It's definitely a car, but I don't know, I think, yeah, definitely need to scope back on the projects. Plus, yeah, I don't know, last week, or yeah, I would say last week was not fun, but hopefully this week's better. So yeah, and when I complete my kind of pack, maybe I'll release it on kind of like one of the stores. I don't know if I will release it for paid money or anything. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, thank you and bye.